Hello students, this video is about general characters of the gymnosperms. Students, we all know that plant kingdom is mainly divided into two major groups, that is cryptogams and phanerogams. As cryptogams are less evolved as compared to phanerogams because they contain hidden reproductive organs, while phanerogams are known to have well differentiated reproductive tissues. In cryptogams, reproduction takes place with the help of spores, while in phanerogams, reproduction takes place with the help of seeds. So simply we can say cryptogams are spore producing plants while phanerogams are seed bearing plants. And in cryptogams we have mainly Thallophyta, Bryophyta and Pteridophyta, as you can see in this image. While phanerogams are known to have seed-bearing plants and they are further divided into two major groups, that is gymnosperm which have naked seeds while angiosperm which has protective seeds, or you can say which bear flowers. Students, let's know in detail what are the gymnosperms. Term gymnosperm is from the Greek word gymnos, which means naked, and sperma, that means seed. So gymnosperms are the naked seed bearing plants. Or we can say gymnosperms are the small groups of vascular plants that reproduce by means of an exposed seeds or ovule. They are also known as acrogymnospermi, that is a group of seed producing plants that include conifers, cycads, gingos and gnetophytes. A number of gymnosperms are now known as an ornamental plant. For example, ginkgo, thuja and araucaria. And you all might have seen all these plants as an ornamental plant in gardens as well as in your home garden. The giant redwood tree sequoia is the largest tree up to 100 meter. It is largest in plant kingdom, while cycas is with the largest ovule and male gamete in the plant kingdom. So students, gymnosperm are with the largest tree, largest ovule and largest male gamete in whole plant kingdom. Species of Netum are woody climbers. Smallest gymnosperm is Jamia pyzania, which reaches a height of 25 cm. Many of the gymnosperms live for more than 4,000 years. For example, Pinus and Sequoia. Students, types of the gymnosperm. Gymnosperms are of four major types. First one is Cycadopsida. They look like fern except they have seeds. You can see in this image that the leaf structure or morphology of the plant is like a fern, but they have seeds unlike the ferns. Second is Coniferopsida. These are the plants which have seeds in the cones or very like structure. Students, you can see this is image of Pinus giardiana that is present in the Kinnaur district of Himachal Pradesh. And you can see in this image the habitat of conifers. As Himachal Pradesh is temperate in its climate, so you may find a diversity of gymnosperm here. Students, Coniferophyta are mainly represented by pine, spruce as well as redwood, while Cycadophyta is represented by the cycads. Third division is Gingopsida. They are very large tree and they are mainly found in China. You can see here image of ginkgoales. And here is Ginkgo biloba. Students, next one is Gnetopsida. These are shrubs and climbing vines. And the example is ephedra. Student, next is diversity and origin of gymnosperm. There are between 700 to 900 living species of the gymnosperm. It is widely accepted that the gymnosperm originated in the late Carboniferous period. Early characteristics of the seed plants were evident in fossil progymnosperms of the late Devonian period around 380 million years ago. So students, you may find a short answer question in your competitive exam that gymnosperm originated in which period. Conifers are by far the most abundant extant group of the gymnosperm with 6 to 8 families with a total of 65 to 75 genera and 600 to 630 species. 696 are accepted names. Conifers are woody plant and most are evergreens. The leaves of many conifers are long, thin and needle-like with a waxy coating, as you have might seen in Pinax roxburghii, that is cheel, very commonly present in Himachal Pradesh from lower altitude to higher altitude. Other species, including most Cupressae and some Podocarpaceae, have flat triangular scale-like leaves. Students, cycads are the next most abundant group of gymnosperm, with about 130 species. The other extant group are the 75 to 85 species of nettles and one species of the ginkgo. Habit and habitat. Gymnosperms are woody perennial forms. Plants are either tree or shrubs. They are mostly evergreen trees. Though a few species are deciduous, they are adapted to the xerophytic habit. Xerophytic habit means plants grow in water deficient areas. Students, gymnosperms occupy a large area of the earth's surface, and some of them are xerophytic. Some live in equatorial regions as cycas species. Some are concentrated in forest and woody. Mainly gymnosperm you will find in the temperate regions. They can also grow at high altitude. They may be lithophyte or they may be plasmophytes. Next is mode of nutrition. Gymnosperms are photosynthetic. They also show symbiotic association with the algae and fungi, as in the root of Cycas and Pinus, that is for the uptake of nutrients. Cycas known to have coralloid root, that is inclusion of blue-green algae with the root of Cycas plant, while in Pinus mycorrhizal roots are there, that is association of Pinus with the fungi. Student, next is morphology of gymnosperms. They possesses a well-developed taproot system which provide a better anchorage and facilitate absorption of water. Cycas have normal root or coralloid root. You can see here normal root of the cycas, while this one is coralloid root. Normal roots are positively geotropic, while coralloid roots are negatively geotropic, and they contain algae with them for the nitrogen fixation, especially blue-green algae. The leaves may be one type only or may be of two types. For example, in cycas you will find one type of leaf, that is large compound leaf, while in Pinus you will find two type of leaf, that is dimorphic type of leaves, needle-like foliage leaf and scale leaves. You can see here needle-like leaf of some gymnosperm. Students' foliose leaves are evergreen and may show a cyclic arrangement or spiral arrangement. They may be simple or compound. The roots have radial vascular bundles with exact xylem, means protoxylem is toward periphery. It may be diarch, triarch or tetrarch, means two arms of the xylem, three or four may be there. The stem has conjoined and collateral vascular bundles. Conjoined means both are present on the same radius, and collateral means phloem is outside and xylem means present inside. Stem is with the endarch xylem, that is protoxylem, toward the center. Vascular bundles are arranged in a ring as in the dicot stem. The xylem except netails consist exclusively of the petite tracheids, means netail are the only group which show vessels in them. Students, we know that from cryptogams to phanerogams we are moving toward the evolution. So Netum is the connecting link between the gymnosperm and angiosperm. That's why they contain vessels in them. That is the evolutionary character. Phloem is devoid of companion cells. And these two may be asked in your competitive exam as well as in your viva. Next is reproduction in gymnosperm. Students, gymnosperm are the most dominant phylum in the Mesozoic era. So their origin is in Carboniferous period and they are dominant in the Mesozoic era. The life cycle in gymnosperm involves an alternation of generation. Dominant sporophyte in which the female gametophyte and reduced gametophyte, the male and female reproductive organs can be formed in cones or strobili. The male and female sporangia are produced either in the same plant or in the separate plant, as in the case of cycas, where we will find two plants, that is male plant and female plant, bearing male cone as well as female cone. Students, the reproductive organs except female reproductive organ of the cycas are aggregated to form strobili or cones and are made up of aggregated to form strobiles are usually male microsporangiate or female megasporangiate. Unisexually, rarely they are bisporangiate or bisexual. The reproductive organs except female reproductive organ of the cycas are arranged to form strobili or cone. Students, as you can see in this image that female cone is scattered here. It is not organized to strobili or cone. So the reproductive organ except female reproductive organ of the cycas are arranged to form strobili or cone. Either male, that is microsporangiate, or female, that is megasporangiate. Unisexual. Rarely they are bisporangiate or bisexual. The megasporangium are borne on the surface of megasporophyll. The female gametophyte consists of well-developed vegetative tissue. Endosperm, it has two or more archegonia, while the male cone are short-lived. The microsporangia are found on the lower or abaxial side of the microsporophyll. They are numerous and form surae in cycles. In Pinus, only two microsporangia are found on each microsporophyll. The male gametophyte is reduced and contain one or two prothallite cells. The male and female gametophyte are reduced and are dependent upon the sporophyte. They dwell within the tissue of the sporophyte. The pollen tube grows through the male gametophyte and reaches the archegonium. The oospore develop into embryo, and students, polyembryony is very common in some types. As name indicate, polyembryony is formation of more than one embryo. It is mainly prominent in Pinus. The seed contain two or more cotyledons and on germination give rise to plant body. Students, if we see distinguishing features between angiosperm and gymnosperm, then double fertilization is the main distinguishing feature. In angiosperm, one sperm fertilizes the egg. The other combines to form an endosperm. So double fertilization is very common in angiosperm while it is lacking in the gymnosperm. And endosperm is haploid in gymnosperm because it is formed before the fertilization, while endosperm is triploid in angiosperm because it is formed after the fertilization. Students, angiosperm produce fruits. Animals are used as an agent of pollination, while gymnosperms form seeds that is without the fruit. That is the main distinguishing feature between gymnosperm and angiosperm. Other point of difference is pollination. Angiosperm rely on the wind and animals for pollination, while gymnosperm rely on the wind. And pollen grains can travel thousands of kilometers with the wind for the pollination. Time interval between pollination and fertilization. In angiosperm, pollination and fertilization occur simultaneously, while in gymnosperm, pollen sits within the cone for up to 15 plus months before fertilization. So you can see this is a major point of difference. Students, if we compare the sporophytic and gametophytic relationship in seedless plant and gymnosperm. First of all, you need to know that seedless plants are the cryptogams, that is bryophyte or the pteridophytes. Students, in seedless plants, sporophyte depends on the gametophyte throughout its life, while in gymnosperm, seeds can germinate and grow into an independent sporophyte. Means, in case of cryptogams, sporophyte is dependent, while in gymnosperm, sporophyte is independent. In seedless plant, development is exosporic type, means it takes place outside the plant, while in gymnosperm, development is endosporic, means development takes place inside the spore. Seedless plants are usually homosporous with one type of spore produced by one type of sporangium. Exception is Legionella or few ferns where they show heterospory. While in gymnosperm, heterospory is very prominent because heterosporous gymnosperm produce two types of spore, that is microspore and megaspore, which are produced in the male cone and female cone. Students, if we compare the sporophyte and gametophyte relationship in seedless plant with gymnosperm, then we see that in case of lower plants, mainly bryophytes, gametophyte is dominant in the life cycle and sporophyte are present on the gametophyte for the short duration. While in case of ferns or pteridophytes, both gametophyte and sporophyte are of almost equal duration, but still sporophyte is dominant. And you can see that sporophyte remain dependent on the gametophyte for its growth and development. While in case of phanerogams or highly developed plant, dominant phase is sporophyte. Gametophyte remain dependent upon the sporophyte for the germination and growth. Same is with the angiosperm. Here, male and female reproductive organs are produced inside the flower. So, that is all about sporophytic and gametophytic relationship in seedless and seed bearing plant. Students, that's all about the general character of the gymnosperm. I hope you understood this lecture. Thanks for listening.